Now we're going to sew on a 4-hole button, but we're going to practice first with our paper as we did with the 2-hole. And we're going to use double waxed thread for this. And remember to use the fingers of the hand that's holding the fabric to help sense the needle. So the needle comes up and we're going to work in an X pattern. So the needle goes back down and then comes up. And for this practice, you can use as many stitches as you want. You can put in 5 or 6 stitches per side of your X. It's up to you. Use whatever you need to get familiar with this procedure. And then you can start sewing the other side of your X and put in the same amount of stitches. Again, using the finger underneath your work to help sense where the needle is. When you're finished, make yourself a knot by creating a loop and passing the point of the needle through. Do that one more time. And cut off the ends of your threads, and there's your practice finished. And now we can move on to sewing the 4-hole button on. So again, just a reminder, we're going to be using our first finger as a spacer so that we can build our shank. We're going to take our first stitch through all layers of fabric, and this is going to be called our base stitch. So go all the way through all layers, pull your thread through, and then go up from the bottom of the button through one of the holes and pass it back down through the opposite hole. We're working in an X pattern. Again, a small stitch through your base stitch, pull your thread through. Now you can see how we're beginning to build the shank. Another stitch through and down through the button. Another stitch through the layers of your base knot. There's our shank being built. And now we're going to work on the other side of our X. So we're going to come up through the bottom of the button, through one of the remaining holes, and cross over to the other side. Another stitch through our base knot, and up again through the bottom of the button, and down, completing our set of X stitches. There you can see our shank now. It's almost about 1/4 of an inch. Then we're going to take our thread and we're going to start wrapping in one direction, starting from the bottom of the button and moving down toward our fabric and the base knot. And you can see how this is all being reinforced with this winding around of our threads. When you reach the bottom, your base knot, simply pass the needle through and now everything is secure. And all that's left to do is to tie off your work with a set of knots. Point of the needle through the loop, and one more through the base knot. And the loop's got a little bit twisted here. That happens. So find the loop, pass the point of the needle through, and now we're going to hide the thread by taking another small stitch. The shank is important because it creates the space that you need for the fabric to pass over the button. So the thicker the fabric, the longer the shank you need. So there it is. Your 4-hole button is complete.